Hello everybody and welcome to my video. My name is Bruce and I'll guide you through my trip when I went down to Quartzsite, Arizona in January 2022. Enjoy! Alright, I thought I'd show you where Quartzsite is in the country. It's right here around this red dot in Arizona. So if we zoom into that, we'll land right at Quartzsite and it's right there in the middle. Quartzsite is right there. If we move south on Highway 95, we'll find the Roadrunner camping area, which is basically this triangle right there. So there's a triangle of BLM land, and it's surrounded by a Pipeline Road here, Pipeline Road, Highway 95, La Paz Valley Road here, and a dirt road, the old Yuma Road. This is where Quartzfest is held. So this is the road coming in to Quartzfest. It's in the Roadrunner campground, the BLM area of Arizona. And as you enter off to the right, the first thing you see is lecture area number 3 with the white screen. After that is lecture area 1, the main area with the fire ring. And turning left, you'll see bulletin boards and the blue welcome tent. The blue tent is where you sign in and check in, and they take a head count. We were in Roadrunner number 2 on that list. There's 5 campgrounds right near the Quartzsite area, and we were in number 2. It's 14 days. So continuing back, you just have to find a place to park and set up next to your neighbor.
When you come, if you have items to sell, we ask that you set up around the main Quartzsite area, Quartzfest area right in here. Because if you're out in the outlying areas, you're not going to sell anything. Nobody's going to be looking out there. So if you set up out in here, you'll probably do pretty well. Folks are usually out shopping with flashlights long before daylight.
Bring your plates and utensils with you, table, chairs if you have them. And let's have a good time. If you have tables, 6-foot or 4-foot plastic tables that you can bring out before the potluck starts or before happy hour starts, that would be great, so we have something to put food on.
Testing both today as well as Wednesday with Dave and Tina and the W5YI group, as well as Saturday if you want to upgrade your ham ticket. And Tuesday is the RV show, and Tracy and Jody have already checked it out. It's in the big white tent in town, and they say it's a goodie. The hike from Poda to Thursday morning to Cunningham Peak.
Does anybody else have anything for the net before we close?
WB70YL.
LYL, go ahead.
Sorry, Chris, I'm late. Has anybody mentioned the special event station?
Yes, Tom did, Eric.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute, thanks.
So what do you got going here at Quartzsite here in this trailer?
We have a club trailer from the Northern Arizona DX Association. In this trailer we bought from ARCA at Quartzsite the last time. We were here in 2020, and we made 3 operating positions inside: FT8, sideband, and CW up front.
Nice.
We got 3 antennas, including a tri-band and 2 end-fed half-wave, and we got enough to keep everybody busy. We just need some people to operate.
And this is my friend Don, first timer.
Everybody. Hi, Don. Nice to see you all. The 7300 or the 7610?
That's 7300.
Yeah. 7610 has touchscreen too. It's very interesting.
How do you like it?
I like it. The biggest problem I have in my area is noise. So I talked to on the wind
went to the neighbor's house, knocked on the door, and they said, yeah. And I said, my cat is somewhere on your property. And he goes, what? Oh, you're the ham, yeah. Sure, come on in. And you'll actually put your hand over here for decrease. So go ahead and turn in his hand over the antenna. He's going to go ahead, and now we're going to go to the pinpoint mode. The signal's so strong that
Here is a tracking solar panel on a stand, and this is the sensor. And here's the motor, the actuator, and the electronics. So we're underneath a beam antenna that looks like it is pneumatically raised by a compressor. And this gentleman is going to tell a little bit about this antenna.
Yes, it raises up in just a few minutes and comes down in a few minutes. Those are two bars that wave out the side. They fold over. He lays it across the top of his trailer. He made a PVC rack, very sturdy, and secures that, and that's how he transports that. He said the day he came and hooked it up, he was talking to somebody over in Africa. That's a long way from Quartzsite, Arizona.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the description.
You're welcome.
Here's the gentleman right now. Noticed how carefully these gentlemen handle the balloon. It's full of hydrogen with a APRS transmitter, solar panel, and a 2-meter radio. Good luck, guys. 32,000 feet. Next up. Now, I came back the next day after this launch, and that balloon had crossed from Arizona through Texas and was over Louisiana at 100 miles an hour at 31,000 feet. There she goes. Destined for 32,000 feet altitude. Here we all are before sunrise to watch a ham radio balloon.
Very light payload on it, and we try to make it go up and become neutrally buoyant at a certain altitude, and that's where the balloon displaces the same amount of weight of air as the air and levels off and floats. And what we're going for is trying to do long duration. It's usually made out of a form of a Kevlar thread, and then a transmitter hanging under that. And on top of the transmitter, there will be a solar panel. The solar panel's up here. I'm going to have Jed pass this around. The solar panel's a little square box right here, and that's as big as it is. For most of our flights, we're flying APRS, so the whole flight package. And the flight package will include a GPS receiver, GPS antenna, a 2-meter transceiver, 2-meter antenna. It may also include an HF transmitter, an HF antenna, a full 20-meter dipole, 32 foot long, and a solar panel, supercapacitors, voltage regulators, and obviously the little computer to go for it. And I probably forgot some other parts, and all the rigging. All of that has to weigh less than 2 U.S. quarters. So that's a huge challenge.
So what's the frequency we can monitor the balloon on Simplex?
Well, it's your standard APRS frequency of 144.390 in the U.S., but the tracker is geofenced because as it travels over other countries, especially in Europe, the APRS frequency changes. So it's frequency agile. We'll change frequencies based on the area it's over.
All right, thanks. And that's the Pico radio right there on the table. Okay, it looks like the balloon yesterday made 31,000 feet by 10 o'clock, and it was launched around 7:30. For the people who can't read that, can you describe what we're seeing?
The balloon's moving at 100 miles an hour at just under 31,000 feet, and it's about gray line there, so it's just about to lose the sun. Voltage is down to 4.49 volts, so anytime now it'll get our last transmission for the night.
Oh, that looks great. Holy cow. It's going fast. Good job. Let's see if we can get this puppy in the air. Not quite.
Just super. Just super. Also, you guys at Quartzsite, it's been a long time since we've been there, but we were there back in our RVer days, but that's all behind us. But anyway, I know you can have good weather and you can have the other thing, so enjoy yourselves there. We're going now, so wish everybody the best, though. So with that, I'm going to, let's see how things are now at Quartzsite. I'm going to turn it over to Bruce first, and then Bruce can turn it over to Dan. N6THN, W6SQQ.
So with that, I've got to turn it back. Do I turn it back to Dan? W6DAS? Question mark, I guess. This is Bruce, N6THN, stroke 7, Quartzsite. Over.
Let's see if I have it. Okay, yeah, I was trying to, of course I could copy Bruce, he's loud and clear, but a lot of the guys I'm having to use the SCR, and it seems like the internet out here, at least through AT&T, was good earlier in the week, but it's really deteriorated, and
carvings, petroglyphs. Okay, here's a 1968 Ford Bronco 302, fuel injected, Dana 44, 5-speed, out here at Quartzsite. So on Wednesday, they had a organized 4-wheel drive off-road vehicle day. It lasted about 4 to 5 hours. They put over the radio that everyone was supposed to be ready and lined up by 9 a.m. in the morning. And this is what I saw when I came out to look at all the cars. Jeeps, pickup trucks, ATVs, you name it. I didn't even count how many there were, but the line was long. So I tried to go from the front all the way to the back and photograph every single one of them. Finally, the black vehicle's the last one. All right, back to the 4-wheel drive day. There were so many Jeeps, I stood next to the road to see if I can catch them all. And I barely got them all, but here they come. I had to speed up the film ×4, otherwise it would just be too lengthy. But this gives you an idea of all the Jeeps, and they all had 2-meter radios, and they were all in contact with each other. The leader would tell the instructions which way to turn and where they're going, and everybody else would report in that they made it safely or they're ready to take a break or what have you. And now we're just about done. Oh, there's a few more. Sorry. Yep, they're still coming. It seems like it took 10 minutes for all of them to pass me here. So here we go, and that was that. Okay, this is my water transfer system. My assistant is tilting the tank so that the water level can be picked up by the hose. Here we go again. Here we go, next 6.5 gallon tank. There's the pump humming away. Too bad it wasn't a clear tank. I could show you the water level going down, but I could show you the flow. We're really putting her out, just like a garden hose. I actually found their banner. It's right there. Sam's Radio Hams. Getting some solar. All right, that's Dan's trailer of the Sam's Radio Hams Club. And he's organizing the dinner tonight. And these are the Sam's Radio Hams trailers and RVs. It's quite a group of them here. Coming around. So they kind of made a circle. And
eliminated some of the sources of error in the communication chain. Digital RF communication was mainly text-based and is relatively slow.
so for those of you who have never been to Quartzsite, Arizona, I thought I'd give you a view. This is looking north at the moment. That's west towards California. Coming around towards the south. The sun is behind me on the east. This is early morning. This is the Roadrunner BLM campsite where Quartzfest is held. And you can see trailers way out in the distance. All these trailers are camping on the BLM land, and that's looking north towards Quartzsite. Yes, that's right. Bruce, Art, and Don made it from Vacaville and Fairfield. There's our camp. And we joined up with Philip, Zoe, Bill, and Cora. And they're down there waving at us right now. So the 5 trailers settled into the Roadrunner area. Phoenix is that way. That's east. And there you have it. That was the setup. All right, here's our last night at Quartzsite. And we're cooking these Wazdingers. Nanoska's holding one right there. And you cook. Art, what do you got there in your plate?
I got a stuffed Wadinger.
And how do you make that thing?
You wad a dinger, then you stuff it.
That explains it all. And everybody's pigging out here at Quartzfest.
Yep.
Except me, the cameraman. Here is the Quartzfest flea market. And it's before dawn. Sun isn't up yet. And all these guys are out here swapping stuff. All right, the sun's coming up here in Quartzfest. We're having the ham sale. Sun's just about to come up. We were doing flashlight shopping earlier this morning. Well, it looks like the Air Force has been alerted to our balloon launch. I see lots of contrails above us.
Oh, so that was what I was going to ask you about. So, I mean, your destination.
They must be tracking the balloon. All right, well, thanks for watching. There's the Roadrunner placard when you enter the camping area. And I appreciate you watching. I hope you can stick around after the video for bonus features. I've got a lot of slides extra that didn't make it into the main video. But thanks for watching. This is Bruce, N6THN. N6THN. Welcome to the bonus footage of Quartzsite. We had to pack up the truck and trailer in Vacaville and get it ready for about a 700-mile cruise that took 3 nights. This is our first stop in Lost Hills, California, about the 260-mile mark. Art and Dawn from Fairfield and Vacaville, and my wife. So we're just resting after about a 6-hour drive. Saw a beautiful sunset. Next, we stopped near Palm Springs and stayed in a KOA park, gassed up, ate dinner, and got a good night's rest. This is our first night in Quartzsite. This is the 3rd day of travel, and we were happy to get there and see a great sunset. Set up our trailers and our antennas. That's my portable antenna kit in the suitcase, bunch of wire and spikes. And I helped this fella set up his beam. He was having a hard time erecting it and the wind was blowing, so I stopped and got out of the car and helped him. These are the maps of the area around Quartzsite. Roadrunner is one of the 5 camps. It's nice to see those cactus sticking up. I heard a rumor that each of those legs takes 25 years to grow, and you can tell the age of the cactus that way. And they're protected. So we set up our camp, Phil's trailer, and our cook tent. We had to bring everything ourselves. That's Don's trailer and some solar panels. That's Art's motorhome with a screwdriver on the back. That's my trailer, and I brought a dipole. And that's Bill and Cora's trailer. And there comes Phil. He was really prepared. So that's the sign you see as soon as you come off the road and go into Quartzfest. That's the little motorcycle I brought with me to putt around on. So you can see the beautiful sunsets there out to the west. CBS News Radio, and there's my friend Don. And I took a picture of that Jeep because he looked like he was well outfitted. And here's the antenna launchers. They were using compressed air, tennis balls, slingshots, all kinds of stuff to launch antennas up into the trees. They gave a whole seminar about it. There's the 2 Quartzfest man and Quartzfest woman. Beautiful sunset. We were there 8 days, so we really enjoyed the weather and the Quartzfest itself. Area 2 and the main bulletin boards. And kind of a swap and sale board. People were putting up stuff for sale. Kind of a community bulletin board. There's the special event station. W7 Quebec. And the Sam's Radio Hams made it. Back to our group. We did a lot of sitting around and eating, too, because you could see everyone brought plenty of food. That's part of the joy in camping. And we even got on the air a little bit. These rocks were supposedly engraved by Indians or ancient people, so I took a picture of them close by the camp. This is a pneumatically raised antenna and a really cute 68 Bronco. There's Chris's KR1SS rig. A bunch of electric bikes made it. There's the communications unit, WB6 NOA, Gordon West. And I saw all kinds. The teardrop trailer, tent trailer, land ops. Back to our group. Plenty of food. We had chili that night. Night before we had corn on the cob and burgers and steak. That's a Wadinger. Yeah, the sunsets, the skies were on fire. Very clear at night. It sprinkled one day, and then the rest of the days it was nice and clear. That previous picture was the painted rocks. There's a guy with about 6 or 8 batteries in his battery tray. And some aerial shots. Everybody pretty much had solar. 4 out of the 5 of us had solar, and the other guy had a generator. So we were doing fine on power. A little sketch of my antennas. Another great sunset, not a cloud in the sky. Now we're winding down to the end of the trip. We got to pack up and go home. But that kind of gives you an idea of the situation there at Quartzfest. Thanks for watching. Look at the train going through the tunnel. Here we are outside of Barstow, coming from Needles, and there's a train on the left that must be a mile long. Okay, there's an update on the train. There's even engines in the middle. I see 3 orange ones right there. Oh, I can see the front now. I think there's 4 engines up there. There might be. We'll have to get an update. Right next to me is a heck of a long freight train. And it's a foot race. We're coming up on Edwards Air Force Base. Neil Armstrong Flight Research Center. Yep, we're still chasing the train. Okay, update on the train. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 engines. Yeah, we're both going uphill. We're both struggling. Wish he'd honk his horn. Wonder where he's going.